Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Vplay. Today I'm going to show you the most useful hideout crafts that you can keep in mind and use for a better Tarkov experience and not grind raids in the early stages of the wipe as all the players are grinding for the same thing. These crafts will make it easier to progress in Tarkov. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. So first we are going to start off with the workbench level 1. So over here we are in front of the workbench in our hideout. So I will tell you exactly what are the crafts that you need in the early wipe stages and what are the trades which are the best for you. So over here in the workbench, once you go, as you can see that I'm already crafting bullets in my hideout. The best one is the blue kite gunpowder, which can be crafted for 75.56 into 45 PS ammo and sold dirt cheap from Prepper level 1 after finishing the delivery from the past quest. So next one we're going to have a look at is the 8 wires out of 2 power cords. This is a great trade to have in the start of the wipe as you do need wires in order to upgrade the hideout even further. So I find if you find power cords in raid, this is one of the good trades that you can have in the workbench as well. On the flip side of that craft, you can also make 2 power cords out of 2 T-plugs, 2 wires and 1 blue tape as well. This is also recommended and it is useful for the hideout upgrade as well. You can get 8 capacitors from 1 PSU and 1 screwdriver. Like the wires, these are also required for quests and crafting in the game as well. So it is a very decent trade that you can get 8 capacitors which is required for quests and in the upgrade of the hideout as well. Now the last one for the level 1 workbench is the Vogue 25 craft, which needs 5 fuses, 5 40mm grenades, which gives you 8 Vogue 25 grenades, which are incredibly useful and valuable to sell in the flea market, or you can use it personally in raids as well. These are one of the best trades, and the barter trades which I told you before can also be used for mechanics farming and signal quests in the game as well. The trades which I'm going to show you now is from the level 2 workbench. So you need 1 black screwdriver and 1 power bank to craft 2 rechargeable batteries, which are needed for mechanic quests and can be used for trading ADAs with skier as well. So I find this trade to be very valuable and affordable as well in the early stages of the wipe. Next, you can create 5 car batteries from 1 military battery and a multi-tool. 4 of these are required for the quest for therapists, so we can knock that out with one craft and can also be used in some hideout upgrade as well. So if you find a military battery in raid, make sure to come in the hideout and upgrade it for 5 car batteries, which will knock out some of the quest items that is required in the game. Another useful recipe is the green gunpowder, which can be crafted with 2 M67 grenades and 1 smoke grenade. The green gunpowder is used in the top tier ammo recipe and is often incredibly valuable in the flea market as well. Speaking of good ammo, we can also craft 400 SP ammo with 60 HP ammo, 1 green gunpowder and 1 xenofoam. If you like using the VSS or the AS valve, this is the best crafting solution. Before it was 200 SP6 ammo that you used to get, now they have increased it to 400 in the 12.9 patch as well. Finally, the last craft for the level 2 workbench that I like to use is the AK-74M that can be crafted in the workbench for 1 weapon part, 1 polymer AK stock and 1 handguard. The weapon parts are easier to find, and so this is a good way of making AKs under 10,000 rubles, which is really cheap from the traders or from the flea market as well. So let's move on to the lavatory. So the lavatory level 1 trades which I'm going to show you, which are useful in this particular term, is the filter for gas mask. This is only useful for the VSS trade, which is available at Prapor level 2, which is a good trade and is also a good way to get it as well. So in the level 1 lavatory, this is the only trade which I like to do in order to get the VSS and get my hands on the VSS as well. So let's move on to the lavatory level 2. So in level 2 you can create 2 corrugated hoses with 1 tube, 3 wires and 3 blue tapes. Hoses are one of the most useful items in the start of the wipe, as they are required for the hideout and are also rare to find in raid, because of which the prices of the hoses in the early wipe stages go really high and is a very valuable trade to make in the flea market as well. Next up, in my opinion, is the best trade in the game, which is the mag box trade. This trade requires 2 blue fuel tanks, 1 metal cutting scissors, 3 bolts and 3 nuts. The mag case is useful on its own to save space in the stash and is also selling for around 300k in the flea market, which is a very good deal in the early stages of the wipe, as you can make this easily in the lavatory and sell it on the flea market for a lot of profit as well. For completing the spa tour questline, we can use this trade, which crafts 2 small WD-40 for 1 larger WD-40 can and metal cutting scissors, as these are one of the most annoying things to find in raid. So I find it better to craft it in the lavatory itself and give it to Peacekeeper to complete the quest overall. Next are the clean wipers that is also used in the quest and can be acquired with 1 bottle of vodka and 1 bottle of shampoo in order for us to make these clean wipers in the lavatory itself. And to make the bleach also we can craft it in the lavatory with 1 soap, 1 alkaline and 1 sodium, which is also used for a quest, that is the spa tour quest line. So now let's move on to the next one, which is the med station. So for med station level 1, we can go ahead and have a look at the trade which is most useful in the start of the game, which is the saliva craft, which is very cheap with 1 painkiller, 1 bandage, 1 splint, and this is amazing for completing the first therapist quest. And the saliva is also a great first aid kit, which can be crafted for a cheap trade of these 3 items, which are easily available from therapist herself. We can craft an IFAK for 2 piles of med and 2 army bandages, which are very common to find in raids and can be crafted for cheap in the hideout as well. And these IFAKs are very useful and in my opinion are the best healing items, as it takes only 1 slot in order for us to use it. Finally, you can craft 3 piles of med in the hideout with 1 AI2, 1 bandage and 1 augmentine, and usually these items are very common to get hold of and can easily be crafted in the hideout and is very easy to acquire as well, which makes it possible for us to do other trades in the hideout as well. We can finally finish this video by going up to the nutrition center and talk about the 2 crafts which are useful even if you don't use it all the time. The first one is the 5 Wilson cigarettes, and one which can be made from 1 Apollo cigarette and 1 pack of tea. This is used for a quest from mechanic named Bad Habit and can be finished off quickly if you have this trade available in the nutrition unit, and it is a pain to find the Wilson cigarette in raid as well. So next we can also craft sugar in the nutrition center with 2 Alonka chocolate bars, and in the early game sugar can be a little useless as there is no use for it in the early game, but later is one of the most expensive items to acquire, as you need it for the moonshine hideout, which is available later once you upgrade all of the items in your hideout, and it is possible to make good amount of money in the hideout as well. One bonus craft I would like to mention is the Tushonka can that you can make in your hideout itself for the quest for therapist. In this you need a can of a big tushanka, one can of squash and one rye crouton in order to make two tushanka cans, which is required for the therapist task that is there in the game, and it can be done fairly quickly in this part of this wipe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel as I come up with new guide videos every week. If you have any questions or suggestions about this video, you can write them down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.